Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Chris, and today I'm going to be working on this Coast Redwood. Let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take the tree out of the pot so we can sort out the roots. As you can see, there's a lot of roots here, so let's start untangling them. Alright, so let's break out the top layer of soil here. We'll start by loosening up this ring of roots around the edge of the pot. That way I can get down to the base, the root base on the top of the soil here, so we can see what's happening. There's a lot of crossing roots, a lot of circling roots, so it's going to be a long process. See, there's this big ring of roots that just keeps going around and around. So I think what I'm going to do is actually cut those out. So I'll get my pruner. Alright, so I'm just going to cut these roots out. Just make sure I'm only cutting the ones that are circling. Alright, so we're back now. I got most of the soil taken out and most of the roots combed out. So I'm not going to do too much more combing out of the roots. I'm just going to take off some of these crazy roots like this one here. And there's a big root at the bottom that I'll have to cut off so I can fit it in a pot. But other than that, I'm not going to be doing an extensive amount of root work on this tree today. So let's start by taking this big root off here. You can see that was what came off. And then down here, that's what came off there. So I'm just going to finish up coming out the roots, and then we'll get back to you with putting the tree in the pot. Okay, so there's one more crazy root that I wanted to get rid of. See, it's right there. Comes out from this side of the tree, and then it wraps over this mound of soil here, and then goes all the way back and just dives down into the middle of the root. So I'm gonna cut that off. There we go. Pull that root out. So that's that one right there. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut off all these long these long roots here. Okay, so I'm going to trim everything off. Basically, everything growing past where the bottom of the tree is. Just like that. I think I may need to go a bit further, so there's a major root that comes out here, so you can see the root comes down from, this is the tap, basically the tap root, bottom of the tap root, hit the bottom of the first pot that they had in and it went sideways. So take it out like this. There we go. Okay, so there's this major root that comes down here, and that's where that was actually coming out of, so I'm actually going to take it off a bit higher. Around here. Didn't quite get all the way through. So to be able to cut through that. Okay. So I have to come in and cut it off in stages. There we go. There's a big chunk of it. And we can hopefully get the rest of it here. There we go. So that's loose now, so I just gotta get it out. There we go. So that's that big old root. You can see that's the part where I cut it off the bottom. So I don't feel any more major roots in here. So I think that's going to be it for the root pruning. And just get okay, there we go. So it can kind of clean up the circumference a bit. Take back some of those coarser ones a bit more. There's this big one here that I'm going to take off totally. That one there. Okay, so that should be good. Clean this up here. So I'll clean up my station here, and we'll come back and we'll pot the plant up. All right, so this is the pot that I'm going to be using. I think this is probably the front. Got my drainage screens in here. Put a base layer of soil on the bottom. And then figure out what's the front of the tree. So nice root flare from this side. A lot of good radial roots coming out. And there's a big scar on the backside here, so this view covers it up. There's a nice taper. Yeah, I think this is a good front here. And it's still a bit high in the pot, but you know, it's a deep pot, so I think that's actually okay. So I'll get some soil in here and I'll start working it into the roots. All right, so just gonna keep adding soil here and working it into the roots. Roots into the soil. There we go. Okay, now I'm just looking around the root base here. So I noticed like these ones here, I think are too high up, so I'm actually going to take these off. There we go. Even these, I think I'm actually going to take these off as well. Okay, there we go. So definitely not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was before. Just make sure that soil is worked in everywhere. There's no big air pockets or anything. Alright, so now I'm just going to add some sand around here, decorative sand. Alright, so now I'm going to do the pruning on here. Just going to take back some of these long shoots, these long extensions that grew out the last growing season, and maybe do a bit of branch selection. So, start up here at the top. We got to figure out, like, what do we want the height of this tree to be? So I did the big prune here before, and I cut off the other. So there's a prune cut here, and a cut here. There's a major trunk. It was like 5 feet tall. Cut that back. And so I think a logical next point here would be to do another chop here. So taking that off. And then this will grow as the new leader. And there's a ton of buds here, so I'll probably get a couple other branches coming out here to fill out the apex a bit more. Now, we want to make sure that we bring everything in to be a bit more compact. So let's start by taking back some of these long branches. So I can already see here there's a leaf right here. There's some buds at the base of that leaf, so I'll take that off. And then I'll just take back these shoots a bit. To keep everything a little bit more compact. I think I'm going to take this shoot out, actually. There's another shoot on the other side. Now this branch at the bottom here, you can see it's kind of growing up. I want the bottom branches to weep a little bit or be more horizontal. And there's a shoot coming out at the bottom of this one that's a little bit more horizontal. So I'm going to take this vigorous middle branch out, and then I'm going to take back this other shoot to the first set of leaves. I'm going to take off this little shoot here because that cleans up the vertical profile, gives you a little bit more view into the trunk. Actually, I'm going to take this shoot off as well. And there's a couple of little suckers coming up. Take those out as well. I don't want really any new branches growing straight off of the trunk at this level, just because The branches towards the base of the tree are going to be your thickest branches because those are going to be your oldest branches. And then as you get towards the apex, you get more of these whippy shoots. I'm going to take back this a little bit. I'm also going to take this one back. And I'm going to take out this crossing shoot here. This one as well. And then take this back as well. Some more suckers growing from the trunk. There's a whole bunch of them growing in. Okay, so we got these here. Now, we have kind of 3 branches all in the same spot here. And this one's the smallest one, so I think just to keep, like I said, the principle of keeping your thickest branches at the base, I'm going to take this one out. And there's a whole bunch of other shoots again here. Take those out. And then this one here can be pruned back. Take this vertical growth off. Reducing it down from several branches coming out of this point here to just 1 or just 2. So it goes from 1 to 2. And then again here at the tip from 1 to 2. Now, I may have to do something about that in the future because these are basically both coming out of the same place. But for now, I think I'll leave it. I got this branch here. It's starting to actually weep. Definitely want to do something about that. So I'll take this one here. It's kind of a little bit more horizontal. And then there's one, goes from 1 to 3. So I'll take off the smaller one there. Take that back. Take the tip off of this as well. And maybe take the tip off of that as well. I'm going to take off this other shoot as well. This one's here kind of growing in a bit more of a better direction, so hopefully that'll grow. Now again, we got a clutter of branches here, so we got 1, 2, 1 at the back, and then 1 here. So this one here I think is a bit thick for this high up in the tree, so I'm going to take this one out. I'm actually going to come in with the knob cutters and get off that. There we go. Now we still have 3, so we have 1, 2, 3 here. So this one here fills an empty space, so that one's definitely going to stay. This one out the front here, I think, is the one that needs to go. So let's clean this up a bit. We can definitely make this a lot more compact, so we'll do that. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different shoots. So I'll take the weak one, take the bottom one out, top one out, and then we'll leave that. And this one here we can take back to at least here. And there's some vertical growth I can take out. I'm actually going to take this a little bit further. There we go. And then again, we've got 1 to 3, so I think I'll take this one out, take the tip off here, and take the tip off here. And then this one I'll take off, and then I'll take that one back to the first division. And then I might end up taking this shoot out, but we'll leave it for now. Maybe it'll straighten up a bit. And then here we have 2 branches coming out of the same place. So because this is up towards the apex, I'm going to keep the smaller one. And I'm going to prune it back to the first division here. Take off the downward growth. The tip off of that. And take the tip off of that. Take that back a bit. Take this back. Now again, this is a very thick branch for the apex here. I think I'm gonna take it back to a stub. And there's a bunch of shoots here. What I'll do is I'll take out this one. I'll leave the one in the back, and then I'll leave this one at the top here, and hopefully something more upright will grow out of here. So yeah, I'm just going to take this back. Take the apex back here. There we go. Okay, so there we have it. So big changes today, but I think it was necessary to put this tree on the right path to becoming a bonsai. And I think it's going to turn out to be a nice little tree. Alright, so let's give you a 360 view of the tree. And if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up. comment, subscribe, share the video with your friends, do all that kind of stuff. And hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.